Will Puckett alongside John North as we tip off the high school basketball season. Coming up, we'll have the Clay County Tigers versus the Corbin Redhounds here on the Appalachian Wireless Game of the Week, sponsored by ARH. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome inside Clay County High School, where we have our first high school basketball battle of the season between the Clay County Tigers, who were just announced here at home, and the visiting Redhounds of Corbin. It's our tip-off to the high school basketball season as we are a week away from the Mountain Classic. We're going to take just 1 second as the colors enter the floor, and we have our national anthem. Hang tight.
Cadet Sergeant Major Brandon Hibbert, Cadets Signal 10 inside.
A beautiful rendition there, the national anthem by the Clay County Band, and then the Clay County JROTC with the colors as they exit the floor. Will Puckett alongside John North again for our tip-off of the high school basketball season. Now let's head to the center court here at Clay County. As we have tonight's check presentation, Mally Noble, the CEO of Mary Breckenridge ARH, is presenting a $250 check on behalf of Appalachian Regional Healthcare to head coach of the Clay County Tigers, Glenn Gray, as well as athletic director Tommy Nicholson of Clay County High School. As always, WYMT, ARH, and Appalachian Wireless are proud sponsors of tonight's game and all of our high school athletic programs. Again, John North sitting behind me. John, we are much, much warmer since the last time you and I teamed up for a ball game.
A little cold down at Whitley County, but the action here, it's if it was cold, it would heat us up because you got two blue bloods here in the 13th region going at it. This rivalry runs deep, and no better way to start off mountain basketball than Corbin and Clay County.
Yeah, it should be an exciting game tonight. Clay County, the reigning Mountain Classic, champions from a year ago, and the Corbin Redhounds looking to kind of reload after a powerful 2 years ago, and then last year a little bit down. They let the South Laurel Cardinals kind of take it away from them. But what should we expect here, John, in the first, and what is our first game of the season, and both these teams second?
Yeah, you're looking at the perennial favorites here, I think, in the 13th region early in Clay County. And on the Corbin side, you've got a lot of question marks. They lost Chase Sanders, 22 points a game last year. He was a guy that you knew you could go to in crunch time, you knew could carry you through offensive droughts. Now where does that offense come from? Because we know where the offense comes from Clay County because they return 5 scores. It's no secret what the Tigers are going to do. I'm anxious to see what Tony Petrosky has up his sleeve for this Corbin team this year.
It's going to be interesting. The Redhounds, one of those teams, and it doesn't matter what sport, you're always talking about them and expecting them to contend. Let's start off with the starting lineups tonight for the Corbin Redhounds. It'll be Matthew Taylor at guard, number 32. The other guard, Josh Hibbets, number 11. Then Alex Burley, number 15. Max Marnette, number 23. And at center, Gavin Allen, number 44, standing at 6'9", 265 pounds. John, he's only a sophomore. Let's head on over to the Clay County side. Starting at guard is Jacob Curry. Then Connor Robinson over at the other guard position. Evan Langdon checks in at forward. Then Connor Farmer and Jacob Begley check out at the other two guard positions. Watch the Redhounds to milk the ball down low again to Mr. Gavin Allen, 6'9", 265. He will take the opening tip-off here for the Redhounds. And let's see who checks in for the Tigers to take that opening tip-off. It looks like it's going to be Evan Langdon. So here we go. It is 7:39 on this Tuesday evening. This time next week, it's Mountain Classic time, John, so we look forward to that. But first off, let's get some of these warm-up games in, and this one won't be a warm-up. 2 heavyweights, like you said, going at it. Here we go. Officials checks in. We're about to tip off the 2019 high school basketball season as far as the Appalachian Wireless Game of the Week, sponsored by ARH, goes. And the Clay County Tigers win the toss. Jacob Curry has it at center court. He will pass it off. That's down low to Evan Langdon. Langdon finds it up top to Connor Robinson. Robinson passes it back to Curry. Curry surveying. He gets it off to Connor Farmer. Farmer passes it. That's good. Check in Connor Farmer for 2.
Little hesitation down low. They got lost on the screen, did Corbin, and allowed Farmer to get open for the jump shot.
Man wide open for the Redhounds. He misses off the mark as it's rebounded out of bounds. Missing that shot was number 23, Max Marnette, 0 for 1 to start off the evening. Rebound, no good. Clay County ball.
Looks like Corbin going to bring on a little pressure earlier for the guards of Clay County. They're a veteran squad, so we'll see how they handle this full court pressure.
Jacob Curry brings the ball up the court. Like John said, pressured at center court. He gets that one off as it's tried to be jumped. That one goes to Jacob Begley, who brings it off to the top of the key. This one passed, brought out, slowed down this time by Connor Robinson. Robinson gets it down low to Evan Langdon, and Langdon off the mark. However, it stays with Clay County.
That's what Allen's going to have to do, just be a big body inside the paint, because if Langdon gets going, it really opens up the floor for everyone else.
Set play, gets it to the top of the key. That's Connor Robinson, he drives it. It's off of a Clay County Tiger, and it's the Red Hounds' ball as they trail 2-0 here, 6:59 to play in the first quarter.
Kind of what I'm watching for is how they defend Robinson, probably the 13th preseason player of the year. So I'm anxious to see how Corbin defends him.
Corbin tries to get a man streaking up the middle. That's a turnover. That is off the hands of number 32, Matthew Taylor, and it's brought up the court. Connor Robinson, 4 against 1, and it goes nowhere. It's going to stay with Clay County, though.
Byerly there saw Robinson put it on the deck, and as soon as he did, he brought that double team. We'll see if Coach Petrosky keeps that up anytime Robinson touches the ball in the paint area.
Clay County not giving, Corbin not giving anything in the paint. Clay County, Connor Robinson in on the rebound. He gets that into Langdon. Langdon goes to the top of the key. This time it's Jacob Begley. Begley finds a man down low, and that's Connor Robinson for 2, 4-0. Clay County.
Way too easy. You cannot let him catch the ball that deep in the paint. Coach Petrosky looking a little sullen on the sideline after that jumper.
Into the paint with a simple jumper is Josh Hibbets. He gets Corbin on the board now.
Hibbets made it happen on his own there, just off the dribble, little jump shot from 15 feet. It's what Corbin needs to shake the jitters early.
Yeah, found a nice little zone there in the paint and made that quick jumper. It was nothing but net. Here we go again. Clay County not taking any time setting up their offense. They get it quick onto the half court and then sort of slow things down. This one down low, gets it into Evan Langdon, and he's in for 2.
Clay County is catching the ball in too deep a position right now for Corbin. I mean, they're giving up easy buckets.
3 looks, second 3 of the evening for Corbin is off the mark, and it's going to be another turnover for the Red Hounds.
You know, Taylor took that shot. He's the guy that comes back, averaged 14 points a game last year. I think he's going to have to do more than that for this Red Hounds team this year. So a good look to try to get him going early. You don't mind him taking those shots.
Got to get him to fall at some point, though, as Clay County is nursing a 4-point lead with 5:30 to play here in the first quarter. Slowly taking it up the floor. They find Connor Robinson, and he lays it in. Made that one look easy.
ISO for Robinson over here on the left wing. No help defense came, and that's just easy money for Connor Robinson.
Corbin having a little time bringing it up the floor. Great defensive pressure from Clay County. That one's laid up and in. Alex Burley for 2.
Yeah, Burley's a kid who, you know, he's had some streaky games last season. He needs to have a big one tonight on the road for Corbin to compete with this Clay County side.
Clay County looking to trap right there. Corbin looking to trap, but they force Clay County into a miss, bring it up the floor quickly. That's going to be lay in, and they're going to call a charge.
Something Curry is very good at is getting back on defense and then planting his feet for that charge. I've seen him do it many of the time here in the 13th region, and he just picked up another one there. But, you know, that's what Corbin on the defensive end has to do. They have to force Clay into quick shots and turn that into fast break offense.
Max Marnett picks up the first foul on either side tonight with that charge, and we're going to have a timeout on the floor. All right, we're going to step away here at the 4:56 mark of the first quarter. The Clay County Tigers lead the Corbin Red Hounds 8-4 here on the Appalachian Wireless Game of the Week, sponsored by ARH. Welcome back to Clay County High School. The Tigers with an 8-4 lead over the Red Hounds here on the Appalachian Wireless Game of the Week, sponsored by ARH. So far, John North joined alongside me, Will Puckett. Right now, Corbin can't get really shots to fall, but Clay County's doing a great job of just driving that lane, finding a man, and laying it in.
Yeah, you know, Clay County played last night as well. They picked up a win over OBI, so they've got one game under their belt already, and Corbin coming into this very, very fresh.
So here we go, brought up gingerly by Jacob Curry for the Tigers. He drops it down low to Evan Langdon. Langdon up to Connor Robinson. Robinson tests out his first three of the night, is off the mark, but the rebound is made and laid right in. Connor Farmer for two. He picks up 4 points on the evening here in the early going. Corbin quick to get the ball up the court as they now trail by 6. Nothing working. They're going to slow down their offense here just a little bit. Brought in by Matthew Taylor. Taylor's going to take it to the top of the key. He's going to try and find some room. Drives it, his big man, and is just a little bit too strong off the mark and out. This time Connor Robinson takes it up the floor. Finds his man in the top corner, Jacob Curry. Pops a three. It rattles out. No good, but it's rebounded by the Tigers, and that time it's good. Up and in. Connor Farmer checking in with a quick 6 points here in the first quarter.
Clay County shot 26% from three last night. You want them to take that three in this ball game, but you cannot give up the offensive board, which is what Corbin has done twice now and given up 4 points in the process.
Really quick to pop one there is Clay County, and this time it's in. The assist goes from Mr. Gavin Allen, that time down low to Alex Burley, and here we go. Corbin now might be kind of finding their stride there on the offensive end. Get it to the big man, make something happen, and then get it out to the top. Connor Robinson this time tries to drive around behind his back, lays it up and in, but he's fouled. I believe that foul is going to come on Max Barnett, but let's head to the scorer's table. And I believe that does come in on 23. Max Barnett picks up his second foul.
Could have really got either down there. I thought he got hit on the bounce as well as the shot, but going to the line for two, and that's something this Robinson kid does very well.
Check out the replay here.
Behind the back dribble. Double team comes a little too late. You see Byerly is just too slow coming over on that block to cut him off, and it's going to be a foul every time there if you're late getting to that spot.
Robinson's first is good. Second is off the mark. It's going to be a rebound is made by Clay County. However, it's off his knee and out of bounds. That was off Connor Farmer, so it's coming the other direction with 3:28 to play here in the first quarter.
But another offensive rebound for Clay before that turnover.
Owning the boards right now is Clay County. So down low, the big man tried to bank it in and no good. Let's see who they call that off of. They're going to call it off of Mr. Alex Burley, and so it comes back to Clay County ball.
Yeah, Clay County mixing up their looks on defense right now, and it's kind of throwing Corbin off. But regardless of what you do, you got to get Allen a touch. That time they got it to him in the high post. When they got it to him in the low post, good things happen. So I think he needs a touch every time down the floor, especially if they're in that zone defense. Give it to him in the high post, let the big man work.
Coach Petrosky's going to go a little bit of a smaller lineup now as Isaac McVeigh checks in. He comes in for Gavin Allen, and that just looks so easy. Up and in, Raven Abner, quick two.
Yeah, and you could see that coming because of the pressure that Corbin was giving up on the perimeter.
And driving right to the basket is Max Barnett. He picks up his first 2 points of the evening. Made that look easy, John.
That's what Corbin needs is more easy buckets as that one deflected out of bounds. I will tell you, early Corbin really giving Clay some pressure on the perimeter, and it's causing Clay to really take some bad shots, but they just haven't been able to rebound and get out in transition yet.
Like you say, shooting 23%, that might be the key to a victory tonight as Corbin is forcing Clay into some bad shots, as you just saw there, as the miss from Jacob Curry. However, Corbin turns the ball over. It's laid up and in. That time by Mr. number 20, Connor Farmer. He gets a quick 7-8 on the night.
Well, on 4 bad shots that Clay has taken, it's 3 offensive rebounds and 1 turnover for Corbin.
Corbin with the miss. That one no good. That try by Alex Burley. Back the other way comes Clay. They slow it down right at the center court. This time Connor Robinson drives to the rim. He has a little bit too much, but he's fouled. I believe that foul is going to come on Matthew Taylor. Let's check it out. Yep, Matthew Taylor called for the foul. His first, team's third. Interesting tidbit, Clay, no fouls yet.
Playing clean defense, you'll see that sometimes in that zone. I think Corbin has had a couple open looks, just haven't been able to knock them down. Just more of the reason to get some touches inside.
Connor Robinson first Or third try from the free throw line, excuse me. Good first time on this outing.
I'm telling you, a special player at the free throw line right there. If he keeps his production up and improves from last year, I think you're talking about a Mr. Basketball dark horse candidate in Robinson.
Definitely be nice to get another Mountain or Mr. Basketball from the mountains. Corbin coming firing, still trying to find a shot from the outside. That one too heavy. This time from Matthew Taylor, no good. Clay back the other way, up by 11, 19-8. With just under 2 minutes to play. This one worked down low. It's too heavy that time from Mr. number Evan Langdon, and that one's going to be rebounded by the Red Hounds and turned right over, trying to get it up the court. They're going to call a walk. Yes, they are. They say you walk too much, Raven Abner.
And again, 5 misses now for Clay, and it's turned into another Clay possession somehow because Corbin is just not valuing the basketball. You know, I said that, they come in fresh because Clay County's already played a game last night, but a lot of those early season mistakes we're seeing right now from this Red Hounds team, a very young team as well.
Yeah, definitely something that you want to try and capitalize on, but again, you mentioned the age of this Corbin team. They are young, and it's going to be some growing pains kind of as they advance through this season, but like you said, Clay County looking to be one of the best in the region and the district this year, and they're showing it so far right now, up 11. An air ball 3 by the Red Hounds. However, they rebounded and bounced it off of a Tiger, and so it will stay with the Red Hounds. They also have the possession arrow as we have 1:20 to play here in the first quarter from Clay County.
They were knocked out of the district last year was Clay County by North Laurel, and I think you're talking about, as a layup goes there for Matthew Taylor, I think you're talking 2 of the best teams in the region possibly in the same district. Looking on down the road for this Clay County squad.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting year out here the further west you get out of eastern Kentucky. Matthew Taylor, one of the best players here for Corbin, finally gets his first 2 points of the night with just about a minute to play. Connor Robinson has the ball. He passes it off to Raven Abner. Abner, it goes around. Great ball movement for the Tigers. That's a turnover. Red Hounds heading the other direction. They're going to pick up a quick little foul there. That one is going to be called on Landon Hensley.
Yeah, Curry let that one go a little bit too quickly. You want to draw the defense in a little bit more, get low at that foul line and send a bounce pass in. Instead, tried to whip it in on a little Euro step, it looked like, and turn the ball over.
Well, it went from Robinson to Abner to Hensley and then over to Curry, and just couldn't get a shot that they liked yet, and tried to work it back in middle. And then you talked about Curry just trying to move it a little bit too fast. Andrew Taylor drives. He's going to pick up. They're going to call that. Did they call that a charge? Yes, they did. That's Matthew Taylor's second charge of the night.
Looked like he was turning just a little bit to the side there, so the Corbin faithful not going to be too happy about that one, but it is going to sit Taylor. Coach Petrosky working the official down here on the baseline. He's not happy about Taylor picking up that second foul so early. He's one of the best offensive pieces for Corbin. Now, where is it going to come from the Red Hounds? You got to figure it out.
19-8, about 30 seconds to play here in the first quarter. Clay County bring it up. You have 2 men in the same area. Is Clay County going to hit their first 3 of the night? Yes, they are. Raven Abner from 3.
Abner just set his feet, knocked that one down, and that's something that Clay County missed last night against Oneida. They won that one 70-59, but only hit 3 threes in the process, so getting started early against Corbin.
Yeah, talking with Coach Glenn Gray before the game, he said that this team has something where they get up ahead and think they have a magic 10-point bucket in their pocket, and they don't. Is that stolen, and right at the buzzer, it's going to be way too much. What a great defensive play there by Connor Farmer, and then just a little bit too much on the shot from Jacob Curry. 22-10, the Tigers lead over the Red Hounds here at the end of the first quarter. You are watching the Appalachian Wireless Game of the Week, sponsored by ARH. Welcome back to Clay County as we start the second quarter here. The Tigers up 22-10 over the visiting Corbin Redhounds. Will Puckett alongside John North. And John, I don't have many complaints about athletics here in the mountains, but one thing that I do miss in football season is there aren't a lot of rambunctious student sections, unfortunately. Tonight, in basketball season, that's completely different as we just saw the Clay County Rowdies getting hype behind their bench. Back to game action now. That's a three. Great. That's exactly what Corbin needed. Cole Hicks coming in, shooting from three. And, John, that's what Corbin's going to need to swing themselves back into it as they're missing a little bit of offensive potency here in the early going.
Yeah, they've got it on the defensive end now. Just got to have some shots start falling.
Connor Robinson off the mark. However, there's an offensive rebound for the Tigers, and it's no good. However, another offensive rebound. It's too heavy. And another 4 offensive rebounds in a row for the Tigers. Connor Robinson gets it down low. That time, it's good. Evan Langdon down low, the big man getting big.
Langdon may be the best big man in this region, and that time just caught it way too low on the block. I mean, Corbin is just not pushing the bigs out enough for Clay County. They're catching a perfect position to lay that one in.
Corbin now looking to get back in on the offensive side of the ball. That one rattled in and out. However, it's an offensive rebound for the Redhounds. Something we haven't gotten to say a lot. Off the mark was Josh Hibbets. This time they get it down to the big man, still too heavy. For Gavin Allen, taken up the court by Clay County. It rattles in and out. This time rebound. Corbin, up the court they go. Redhounds trying to get a little bit of speed here. Both teams running with a lot of offensive speed here early. This one gets down to the corner, back inside across the key. This one lobbed up by the Redhounds, too short off the top of the bucket. Again, speed up the court, up and in, good.
You know, on that 2 possessions ago, I tell you, it's not going to make the highlight reel. Jacob Curry with a great box out underneath the basket. My coach in high school would have been very happy about that and peeved off if I didn't say he got a good box out underneath the basket. And that next time led to good offense from Clay County.
Connor Farmer up to 10 for the Tigers as they lead by 13. Corbin again trying to get something working here offensively as they turn the ball over. Connor Robinson had a great balancing act. You thought he might be able to stay in, but the official saying his foot just hit the out-of-bounds line, and it stays with the Redhounds.
Coach Petrosky going to get Matthew Taylor back in the ball game here. It's something to watch. 32 on your screen there on the right-hand side. About to get the ball at the top of the key.
Yeah, nursing 2 fouls here early. He's only got 3 to give. Let's see how that plays a factor. But again, their best offensive weapon is Andrew Taylor as he pops one at the center. Still too heavy. It's like Corbin just been too much time in the weight room lately. Coast to coast goes Jacob Curry, and Coach Petrosky wants a timeout.
And you knew it was a big moment when he got Taylor back into the ballgame, and then you give up that fast break bucket to Curry. You knew that timeout was coming over there from the veteran coach. And right now, Clay County putting on a clinic, 28-13.
Yeah, Jacob Curry, again, coast to coast he goes. Didn't have any points in the first quarter, now gets on the board, and the Tigers really just controlling almost every facet of this game. You finally saw Corbin now starting to kind of get a little something working there on the offensive rebound, or on the defensive boards, excuse me.
You know, Clay, this game means a lot to them. You know, Corbin, you can look at their roster, and it's been picked apart in the last couple of years by graduation. You can say that they're down, but, you know, this Clay County team has waited so long, and this program has waited so long to ascend back to the top of the 13th region. And when they get a game like this against the Corbins, who have represented the 13th region at Rupp, they come out with a chip on their shoulder, and I think you're seeing that early.
2 years ago when Knox Central won the Mountain Classic, and then last year we go to Perry Central for the Mountain Classic. We moved it up to the beginning of December from the beginning of January, and then Clay County just came in and they sort of had that workman's attitude and got back to their winning ways in the Mountain Classic, and so they're going to defend that championship this year. Again, just a week away. We start next Monday with the Mountain Classic. You can see all of the pairings on WYMT.com. Clay County picks up a foul, that one coming in on Connor Robinson. That's his first and their team's second.
Clay would love to get him in some foul trouble, or excuse me, Corbin would love to get him some foul trouble before the
Yes, they
break.
would. Andrew Taylor gets the pass. It bounces off of a Tiger. However, Connor Robinson going to pick up his second real fast. So now 2 of the best athletes in this game have a quick 2 fouls to their name. Robinson's going to take a seat on the bench with 2. However, they keep Andrew Taylor out there for Corbin. He has 2. As long as Max Barnett, he has 2 as well. Corbin trying to find some spacing. Thought he had a man cutting. That's no good. Turnover, Cole. Hicks, again, taking it right up the court. Up and in goes Jacob Curry. Thought he was fouled. Might have been able to get one, but he doesn't. Ref's letting him play on, and here we go. Corbin working it up the court. Again, still trying to find something. There's another turnover down low. This time it's going to be Raven Abner who brings it up the court. Gets it down low to his big man. He's going to be fouled. It goes nowhere.
Just a textbook seal down there on the right block. Got his man on his shoulder, and right down there on the baseline, no help came, and got the foul in the process.
Alex Byerly, we've been pronouncing his name. I was pronouncing his name incorrectly. John, you pronounced it correctly. I apologize.
I'm not one to throw anybody under the bus.
Hey, I appreciate that.
I got you, bro.
I appreciate that. No, way too many people who would throw me under the bus in a heartbeat, but I appreciate you not jumping on me when you could have, even though I probably deserve it. The first one from the charity stripe for Evan Langdon is no good. A little bit too heavy as it rattles off. The big man goes to shoot his second, and that one falls. He checks in with his, let's see, 5th point of the evening.
I believe we've got a media timeout coming up.
All righty, we have a media timeout, so we are going to step away. I appreciate our cameraman giving us the signal to go. I wasn't paying any attention. 4:56 to play. The Clay County Tigers up 31-13 on the visiting Corbin Redhounds here on the Appalachian Wireless Game of the Week, sponsored by ARH. From 30-10 on the break, you gotta love it. It's mountain basketball season here at Clay County. Will Puckett alongside Mr. John North. John making the drive up from Pineville. I was over in Somerset getting the Somerset Briar Jumpers football team state preview. They play Saturday at 1 o'clock against Mayfield. 6 mountain teams in the state championship, John. It's a great time to be a mountain football fan.
Absolutely, and you know, I'm down in Pineville, obviously at Pineville Independent. They're at Redbird tonight, a Titan matchup there in the Class A as you get closer to that All-A Classic. But, yeah, good to see Bell County back on top there at Log Mountain, so they'll be making the trip to state. I know some Bell Countyans very happy about that.
Bell County and Belfry, that one is good as we get back to a little bit of basketball action here. Josh Hibbich checks in. He gets a quick 3 there out of the break, and he's got 5 points on the evening.
Shooting it with some confidence out there is Corbin. They're not falling, but they're not scared to let it fly.
No, they aren't. And I think they're one of those teams that would like to live by the 3, die by the 3 type of thing, especially as they're fighting down here. But they're going to have a little bit of struggle. Jacob Curry just knocks down a 3 himself. He's up to 7 points on the evening.
Curry, very solid point guard, can shoot it if you give him enough room. He's the one that you don't want to heat up. And knocking down that 3 there, reloading it on the way back down.
Tony Petrosky checking in. They have got Andrew Taylor's trying to do everything offensively. He gets that out to the top of the key for a 3. It's off the mark. Who are they going to get this off of? It's going to be off Clay County as Andrew Taylor was down low trying to rebound. And again, John Corbin just trying to battle their way back into this one, down by 18.
Now, you touched on it earlier. It is Clay, and I've heard this is another 3 on the way. But I have heard that Clay does tend to get these leads and slip off the gas, so we'll see what happens here as the ball stripped on the other side.
That one's off. I actually think that they missed an off of a Clay County player there, but it's going to stick with the Tigers as they get an inside inbounds play ready to go. That one's inbounded almost in and out of the hands did it go of Langdon, but he gets it back under control. Play corner. Good.
Probably the best shooter on this Clay County team is Abner. He goes 6'3", got great length. And he can knock that three down, especially if you're playing his own defense, and get it to him quick enough.
Finally, there they go. They get it down low to Gavin Allen, and he checks in with his first two of the game. Interesting tidbit here. Dakota Patterson, the freshman, in on the assist. Patterson, 6'3", 200 pounds. As a freshman, he holds Division I football offers from, I know for a fact, West Virginia. And I want to say his other offer right now is from the University of Kentucky. As a freshman at wide receiver for the Red Hounds, Corbin was bounced out early this season, but expect them by Wayne County to be a team that competes next year and the year after in football. Checking back to basketball, here we go. Corbin's got a hold of the ball again, trying to fight their way back into this game somehow. They trail by 19 to Clay County here on this Tuesday evening. That one's up and in.
Yeah, I think that's his second three. You can correct me if I'm wrong there from Hibbets, but and shoots it with a lot of confidence, no hitching. His shot comes straight up with it, and it's something Clay County is going to have to adjust to now, and that's what Coach Glenn Gray just called that timeout for.
Coach Gray wants a timeout, 2:40 to play here in the first half. Defensively, Clay is looking really well. Offensively, they're looking really well, almost in full control of this basketball game. If you're a Clay County fan watching at home, they have full control. But I mentioned it earlier, Coach Gray said, look, we've got a good team. We played really passionate last night against OBI, but we have this thing where we tend to think we have the game in hand when it's nowhere near in hand. And that's, I think, what he's saying in that break is like, look, we lead by 19, that now back down to 16, but we lead by a lot. Don't let these guys sleep you back into this game.
Yeah, and, you know, an early season game like this is all about philosophy. And, you know, you look at that at 3, it cuts it to 16. Coach Gray is calling that timeout to talk about exactly what we're talking about up here. Hey, we cannot fall asleep at the wheel. We have to take this momentum into halftime. It is a 4-quarter game, not a 2-quarter game.
The good thing for Clay County is they're without arguably their best player right now, Connor Robinson, with 2 quick fouls, and they're still running offensively almost, you could argue, from three-point range better than they were with Robinson on the floor.
Yeah.
And so that's something, if you're Coach Gray and the Clay County faithful, you can kind of rest your hat on, is like, look, one of our best players is out and we're still running smoothly offensively. Patterson brings it up the court quickly. This one's passed across the entire length of the floor to Josh Hibbets. Andrew Taylor drives. That's where he's picked up his 2 fouls, and drives like that. That time avoids any sort of contact, lays it up and in.
Yeah, and that's the type of guy that Taylor is going to have to be, especially early in the season while Corbin finds himself. He's a guy, I think he's got probably 4 years of varsity experience now, if not a little more.
Only 4 points on the night. However, Clay County answers with a 3. That one, Jacob Begley, his first points of the evening for the Tigers.
Yeah, Clay has matched their total in their game last night against OBI now with that 3. If they're hot, look out.
Ooh, Dakota Patterson tries to save it from going out of bounds and saves it right to Jacob Curry's face. Ref checks to see if he's okay. He is. No blood coming from his nose, so he's fine. Officials are going to ask for a sub, and they're going to get it. They're going to bring out Andrew Taylor. In for Taylor, checks number 14, Cole Hicks. Let's check out that replay. Again, off the fingers of Dakota Patterson too much, and then right into the face of Jacob Curry. Yikes.
Could hear that one, even though on the replay we could hear it. That's
yeah, actually, his lip might be bleeding, that or he's drinking some great Gatorade on the sideline. He says, hey, I might be bleeding, but I don't care. I'm going to bleed this clock of some points and light bulbs as he drains his 3. He's got 10 here in the second quarter alone.
You better believe that was a statement 3 right there. Hey, I'm all right. I'm going to keep playing.
Yeah, the thing about it is the smack in the face was just completely accidental.
Yeah.
It was just Patterson, again, that freshman holding 2 Division I offers in football. Corbin has another air ball 3 And then that leads into just a quick transition. Raven Abner up and in. He now has 10 points on the evening, 5 in the first, 5 in the second. Clay County now up by 22. Full control. Another air ball from Corbin. However, offensive rebound for Dakota Patterson. Get it up to the top of the key to Hibbets. Hibbets gets it down low. He finds his man, Micah Engel, and it's too much. Another air ball from Corbin, and they might be inside their own heads a little bit here now. Clay County slows it down, bringing it up the court is Curry. Curry down to Abner. Abner gets it, finds his man who just shimmies his way in for 2. Connor Farmer. He's been quiet here in the second half after a big first half. That's a nice play there by Josh Hibbets up and in, and that's going to end our first half. Clay County, the home team, 47. The visiting Corbin Red Hounds, 25. End of 2 here on the Appalachian Wireless Game of the Week, sponsored by ARH. Welcome inside Clay County High School, where the home team, the Clay County Tigers, are in full control of this one. Mr. John North is who I'm alongside. The voice now speaking is Will Puckett. Corbin, 25, Clay County, 47. John, what have you seen here from the Tigers that give them just this firm 22-point lead?
You know, turning offensive boards and turnovers into points. Clay County has really made it count. Anytime that they have missed a shot, they've crashed the boards, and, you know, they probably got enough alone on that to have the lead in this one. And then you turn those transition buckets into points the way they have. Jacob Curry with some great rebounding as a guard, looking up the floor, getting it in those lanes, and just too easy right now for Clay County. They haven't had many contested shots, and when they have, they've gotten the offensive board and put it back in.
For Corbin, offensively, what's been where they can hang their hat on?
You know, Matthew Taylor had some good looks. I'm impressed with Hibbets. He shot it very confidently from 3. You know, he may be a guy when Taylor isn't shooting well that has to step up. Byerly is another guy that you want to see more. But I'm telling you, they've got to get the ball into that Allen some more. He has impressed me a lot. He's a sophomore. I didn't see a lot of him last year, but I think he's improved coming into this year. He could be a real threat because there's not a lot of big men in this region. And you get him some touches, and he makes things happen. He catches it in the high post, looks back door. He's got great hands, and I just think Corbin needs to get him the ball more, especially when Matthew Taylor's off the floor.
Yeah, Gavin Allen, 6'9", and just a sophomore right now, so that's a big thing. Again, Will Puckett alongside Mr. John North, our first basketball game of the season. Matthew Taylor has 4 points. He picked up a quick 2 fouls to start off the match, and so that's why his offensive production has been kind of off a little bit. Josh Hibbets has 5 for the Red Hounds. Alex Byerly with 4. They have 2 other players with Max Barnett and Gavin Allen with 2 apiece, and then Cole Hicks has 3. As for Clay County, they check in, leading the way for the Tigers. Jacob Curry and Raven Abner both have 10 apiece. However, Connor Farmer has 12 on the evening. Jacob Begley checks in with 3. Evan Langdon has 5, and then Connor Robinson has 7. Robinson, arguably, we talked about it, John, might be the Tigers' best player, but he picked up a quick 2 fouls, back-to-back plays, and then he had to sit out almost the rest of the first half, maybe even sat out the entire second quarter.
And Coach Gray's got to be very happy when Robinson gets in foul trouble and you still have this lead going into the halftime locker room. That timeout when they went, Corbin hit a 3, it cut it to 16. He called that timeout, and I thought Clay County responded really well after that timeout.
Yeah, Clay did respond really well, and we talked about that, and I've said it twice now tonight, but you said you kind of heard talking about it earlier, is that when we were talking to Coach Gray, this Clay County team kind of has a feeling like, hey, when they're leading by a lot, they kind of have this, Superman mentality. We can't be beat. But I think you and I talked about it. We think that was Coach Gray's message, like, hey, we've made a habit of doing this already in our one game this year. Let's not do it again. What mentality-wise has to go into keeping you from doing that?
You just have to have your seniors and your senior leadership step up. I mean, you have to have those guys lead in that moment. And I thought Clay County did that very well. But it's going to take, in-game situations. You can practice that and you can preach that as many times as you want on the practice floor. But it's those in-game situations like tonight, like against OBI last night, that really get you prepared. As much as you want to work on that, you can only do it in a basketball game.
This is Corbin's first game of the year. What do you think this is going to be a growing pain type thing that we see from Corbin, or do you think this is just first game jitters, kind of knocking off those proverbial offseason icicles off that shooting arm, kind of getting things going, first game action?
I see some really good things that they're doing. Offensively, defensively, I think they've played pretty well. They've given up some offensive boards, and in transition they have a really hard time stopping the ball. And then, man-to-man, I think they're doing pretty well. But on the offensive end, they just don't. They look a little lost. They look like they're looking for Chase Sanders to bail them out. He's not there to bail them out this year. Andrew Taylor's not there to bail them out this year. So they're going to have to find someone solid enough to lead them offensively, and I think they're still looking for that right now for the Red Hounds. But it's no doubt in my mind that Coach Petrosky, once district time rolls around, I know that's another tough district there in the 50th where they got South Laurel looming. Coach P, he's two wins away from 400. He's going to get that this season. Yeah. And he's going to have this, and everybody I've talked to agrees, he's going to have this team competitive when it's all said and done.
That's all you got to do. It's a long season, and this is only the first game of it. We got still 5 minutes to go here in the halftime. We're going to take a little break. The Clay County Tigers lead the Corbin Red Hounds 47-25 here on the Appalachian Wireless Game of the Week, sponsored by ARH. Welcome back to Clay County High School. Will Punkin alongside John North. And John, while we're talking basketball here, let's take a quick moment to mention that we have 6 mountain football teams competing for a state championship. 4 of them are going to be playing against each other. Real quick, Friday night, you have Pikeville and Paintsville are going to kick things off in 1A, and then in 3A, you're going to have the power of maybe 2 of the state of Kentucky's best high school football coaches at Bell and Belfry. And then Saturday, we start off at 1 o'clock with the Class 2A state championship. as the Somerset Briar Jumpers take on Mayfield. And then later, I believe the next game would be 4:30. Johnson Central takes on Boyle County. John, real fast, what do you expect out of all the mountain teams in Lexington in just, 3 days?
Yeah, I mean it's awesome to have that many mountain teams.
Yes,
and
all
I take a lot of pride.
Friday final.
Obviously, I take a lot of pride in where I'm from, so it's great to see all those programs up there. There's a couple of them that I've got to cover throughout the years. I mean, that Johnson Central team, they're always just monsters.
Yes.
I mean, they're the Monstars. Year in and year out, they're the Monstars, man. But it's exciting times down in Pineville as well with Bell County and, like you said, the two legendary coaches over there. It's going to be a lot of fun, man. I'm looking forward to it.
It's going to be a ton of fun. The question is, in that Pikeville-Paintsville rematch, it was a 9-8 Pikeville win earlier in the season. We had that as your Appalachian Wireless Game of the Week. A very, very good football game, that one. Pikeville pulling it out. Bell and Belfry. Can Belfry stop London Stephanie in Bell County, or can Bell County stop just that three-headed monster in Hensley, Dixon, and Bentley for the Pirates? And then you move to Saturday's games. Boyle County is just a juggernaut, as is Johnson Central. Can Johnson Central avenge 2 years of losses to Franklin Simpson, or will that Boyle County moving up to Class 4A be too much? And can Somerset knock off the perennial 2A power in Mayfield? There are just so many fun lines, and it's all going to be brought to you Friday and Saturday night on WYMT and Sports Overtime. We'll step away real fast on the Appalachian Wireless Game of the Week, sponsored by ARH. Here we go. Welcome back to Clay County. We're going to have the Tigers getting the ball into action. Here they go to start the second half against Corbin. Corbin trailing by 22 here to the Tigers, and Clay County just looks like a juggernaut. Quick up and in from Jacob Curry. He starts off where he left off. Start 12 points now into the third quarter.
Yeah, he is having a very good game, and Matthew Taylor with a missed shot on the other end.
Corbin just can't get anything to fall. Curry finding that sweet spot. Unlike Curry, he gets it looking like Steph Curry out here, driving right into the lane and just tossing that one up. Clay looking even more powerful here in the second half. And there he goes. Gets it to fall is the big man, Gavin Allen, 4 points on the night.
Give that man as many touches as he wants. Good things happen when he touches the ball, and it's been the case for Corbin so far.
Just got to milk it down low. He stands at 6'9" according to the roster, and that's what they're going to have to do if they want to swing their way back into this. But they give up 4 quick points to Clay County, and they're down even more now. Cutting to the basket goes to Connor Farmer. He led the way for the Tigers in the first half with 12. He checks now in with 14.
That's the thing with playing that high perimeter pressure defense. You're prone to those backdoor cuts. You've got to have good help defense.
And there you go. Corbin sinks that one. That time, Mr. Max Barnett, he now has 4 points on the night. Nobody in double digits for Corbin in the first half. However, you had 3 players for Clay with double digits in the first. That shot no good by Evan Langdon, rebound by the Red Hounds, and they take it up the court.
Great pass by Robinson.
He gets it to Hibbets. Hibbets finds a man, step back, cross top. Thought he could have had that, but he looks for the man, and that one's no good off the mark. We'll call that one on the floor. I believe that foul is going to go against Jacob Begley. Let's see. Yep, foul against number 23, Jacob Begley, his first.
Going to give Brierly some love here. He is a very versatile player. Is inside banging on offense and defending guards on defense. So a very versatile player, can kind of do it all for Corbin.
And like you said, Alex Byerly doing it all. He milks that one in for a good 2 there for Corbin. Interesting, it looks like Clay's going a 3-2 zone here to kind of trap down low. Yeah, that's going to be a foul. That one's probably going to most likely come on Byerly.
Got a little too anxious there at the top of the key and got called with the bump, but he's a guy defensively. You love to put those, long players at the top of the key, kind of disrupt the offense, and doing a very good job of it. It doesn't show on the scoreboard. He's going to get a break here after the foul and gets a stand-and O from his team on his way down.
Yeah, Byerly just got a little bit too physical, but I think that might be most likely what Coach Petrosky is asking from his Red Hounds coming here into the second half, is they were just outplayed there in the first. That one taken right into the basket by Curry, and he's having himself a heck of a third quarter here. Quick 6 points.
Now, his Papa's in the house tonight. Athletic director at Union College, Tim Curry, is his dad. I know a WYMT coverage team there, Union College Bulldogs.
Maybe trying to get a little bit of hope from his dad to help him get a good college education while also playing some ball. What a pass. That was going to be up for no good, and I believe that foul is going to come on number 3, Isaac McVeigh. Yep, McVeigh picks up the foul.
Clay is just so good off the bounce, and you can see why knocking down that three-pointer is so important for this Tigers team and to be consistent, because my fear for Clay County is if they're not shooting well, teams are just going to pack it in on them if they can't shoot over top of it. But they've been able to tonight, kind of been able to do it all.
Farmer 1 for 2, hits the front end, misses the back end, and now Corbin again trying to find some sort of offense. At this point, they need anything they can get. Taylor drives, he picks up the foul. Nope, let's see who this is going to come on. I believe that one might come in on Connor Robinson. Let's see.
Whoever it was just pick up their second, I do believe is what they said. It looks like it was on Farmer.
Connor
yeah.
Farmer has 1 foul, and then Clay picks up their second team foul. Okay. Got to try to get my bearings here every once in a while. So that is going to send Matthew Taylor, excuse me. I might call him Andrew a couple times tonight, and I apologize to him. It's the first.
Yeah, you said that, Will, but I mean, he has been living in his brother's shadow there at Corbin, for a long time. So it's going to be a year for him to really break out of that shell, I think.
Clay still has yet to get that 3 ball consistently working. It's going to come off of Corbin and go in possession of Clay County. And we've got our first timeout, under 5, 4:49 to play here in the third. Clay County Tigers 56, Corbin Red Hounds 34 here on the Appalachian Wireless Game of the Week, sponsored by ARH. Welcome back to Clay County here, the site of our tip-off of the Mountain High School basketball season. The Clay County Tigers are in firm control of this one, even here in the third corner, 56-34. We'll puck it alongside John North. And John, I say firm control, but this is basketball. You can have one team go cold and another team go steaming hot and can swing themselves back into it. And I'm thinking that's what Coach Petrosky and the Corbin Redhounds are hoping for right now.
Yeah, need some of those threes that they're taking to start falling, but you can just look at the quality of shots Corbin is getting compared to Clay County. It is a stark difference that we've been watching here tonight. Nothing easy for Corbin.
Andrew Taylor looking for the pick and roll, does not get it. Gavin Allen, that might be sort of growing pains, especially for the sophomore in Allen, but you can tell Matthew Taylor not really happy, a little bit of frustrated as things just aren't going the Redhounds' way tonight. Jacob Curry brings this one up. He's got 6 points here in the third quarter. He's got 16 on the night. Raven Abner gets it back down up to the top of the key to Connor Farmer. Farmer had a big first quarter and then kind of slowed down from there. Connor Robinson looks pop, no good. Rebound to the shortest man on the floor. That one goes to Isaac McVeigh. Up the court goes Corbin. That one's tipped out of bounds by Connor Robinson, but stays with the Redhounds.
You know, we're in an era of basketball now where the mid-range jump shot has kind of disappeared, and you know, stats say that it's either a three or a layup. You shouldn't even really take that shot. Clay really thrives there in the middle of the floor. Something I've noticed about them. Robinson has taken a few shots there, and Curry has buried a few from there as well.
If you're the team taking it and you face a team who's not used to it, it looks really good. Yeah. Nice take there by Josh Hibbets. His first points of the second half.
Another kid I can see, I can see him having a 20, 30-point game later on in the season. He just exhibits all the characteristics of a shooter.
Curry in and out, no good on the three. Rebound to Taylor as he takes it up the court for the Redhounds. He's going to try and drive straight to the basket, and he's up and in, no good. That one's rebounded. Corbin gets the offensive rebound, ripping it out of the hands of Langdon, but Langdon gets to get a little bit of luck as it rolls off of McVeigh's hands out of bounds. And checking in and out, in Alex Byerly, out goes Gavin Allen. Allen, that sophomore, going to have those growing pains for the year, but if they can get the 6'9" sophomore to use his size against and impose his will on opposing teams, he's going to be a sight to behold as the years go in Corbin.
Yeah, you've got some raw talent on this Corbin team that Coach P is really going to earn his stripes this year, coaching those guys up. And we'll see how it goes, as well as, you talked about Patterson earlier, a freshman getting some quality minutes here against probably the 13th region favorites. And, that goes a long way towards the end of the year.
Byerly picks up his third foul and his team's third of the second half. Byerly has 2 to give as he's now on the floor, bringing it up the court as Curry. He is absolutely mauled by Carter Stewart. And they're going to call him for a block.
That was an and one there from Jacob Curry. One man went around the screen, and that freed up Curry, who was the ball handler, just took it right off the shoulder of the screener and laid it in for 2, and the foul.
So Curry gets 2. He'll shoot his and one, and will be just off the mark, a little bit too light. I believe that foul went against Carter Stewart, his first, his team's 4th. 2 fouls away from the bonus. Nice play, up and in goes Byerly. Again, he's working with 3 fouls right now.
Good footwork in there in the paint. Drop stepped and then pivoted through, draw through for the score. Looked good, and then a turnover will give it back to Corbin.
Yeah, officials said Raven Abner picked up his dribble. And I believe that's going to be Coach Gray wanting a timeout, so they ask for the time. And, John, again, we've seen a lot of what we saw in the first half matriculate over into the second half. Clay just getting it up the court quickly and just running their offense at ease. And then, really, Corbin's had a better showing here in the second half.
Yeah, they've looked a lot better, and they've not given Clay the looks that they got there in the first half. And Coach Petrosky may look back at the film and be happy with this one, but it's another coaching moment here for Coach Glenn Gray. Calling that timeout, it's a 20-point game right now, and you could kind of see momentum because of the calls on Clay County's offensive end. The momentum shifting a little in Corbin's favor. He's trying to call a timeout to nix that.
Yeah, it's all a momentum. It's basketball, and just like football, sort of are games of momentum. And so Coach Gray just trying to kind of rallying his troops. And this isn't right now showing to be a game where Coach Gray is going to have to be meticulous with how he uses his timeouts, and really neither for Coach Petrosky on the other side of the court, as both teams are really just going to have to kind of feel each other out tonight, and then Corbin just kind of get to know what they have a little bit.
Yeah, and I said it earlier, but these early season games, they're games of philosophy. And what I mean by that is Coach Petrosky and Coach Gray, they might not be coaching to beat each other tonight. They may be coaching for South Laurel down the road. And Clay County may be, they may be coaching for the Mountain Classic next week. So, it's like it's philosophy. It's not us versus Clay. It's let's see where we are for the rest of the year, and this is our measuring stick against the best team in the 13th region.
The cool thing about the way that they moved up the Mountain Classic 2 years ago into the beginning of December is it allows teams to start knowing who they are earlier rather than getting into a couple of games on the season and then going in late and having to bounce out for a tournament. That foul is going to come on Jacob Begley. He picks up his second of the night, and it's going to be just a simple out-of-bounds play for Corbin. Like Begley's going to be subbed for. Actually, no, he's not. Just kidding. Off the floor comes Connor Abner as well as Mr. Nathan Collins. They both come off the floor. And that's going to be a turnover. Up the court goes Connor Farmer, and he's going to lay it up and in, and it's going to be no good, but the rebound. Connor Robinson, his first points of the second half. He had 7 in the first. He's now up to 9 on the night.
Haven't had to say his name a whole lot.
3 up and good. That one, count it. Matthew Taylor for 3. He's got 5 here in the second half. Beating his first half total of 4. He's got 9 on the night.
That shot is something that did not fall in the first half, but had enough time there to get his feet planted in the corner. He loves that corner shot. Very good at it.
Connor Robinson fake. He tries to drive. No good. They're going to call a foul. That one might come on Dakota Patterson. Let's see. Yes, it does. Dakota Patterson picks up his first foul of the evening. And the team's 5th. They are now 1 foul away from putting Clay County in the bonus.
Looks like Coach Petrosky going to steal some time with Matthew Taylor going to the bench with a little bit of foul trouble that he did have. Give him a rest this last 2 minutes. We'll see how long that lasts.
Up and in, Connor Robinson. So 4 points here in the third quarter and the second half, as we still have 1:45 to play in the third quarter. Corbin slowing it down. Consistent there is Josh Hibbets, who just had the ball, and he drains a long 3. Hibbets, 5 points in the third quarter.
That's the old hand it down, man down, because did not extend that left hand out on the right-handed shooter, and he just had plenty of room, so he knocked that one down. He's going to be one that's going to be on the scouting reports of the coaches that are in the house after this game. And Langdon finishing that one on the other end.
Langdon, thank you, is fixing my score sheet. He gets in for first half action.
Hibbets with another 3 down here in the corner.
3, Josh Hibbets. Excuse me, he actually had 10 in the first half for Corbin. My math, that's why I'm a journalist for a reason. That one's off. So he now has 15 on the night for Corbin as they check in a player, and that last Clay County possession goes off of Connor Roberts. That one rolls outside. Dakota Patterson gonna rebound this ball in, and if I'm Corbin right now, I'm getting it to Josh Hibbets and letting him go. He's hot. Does the entire Corbin sideline stay hot? They do, bench. 3, Cole Hicks. He matches his first half total.
Don't look now, 14-point game.
This is what Coach Gray was talking about. They feel like they have it in hand and let the team creep back in slowly. However, Connor Farmer's trying to say not so fast. He lays it in. 5 points here in the third quarter for him.
Got to get Hibbets a heat check here, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Got to get him a heat check.
You get it to him. He's standing in your bottom corner of your screen. Can't see him right now. Dakota Patterson looks up for the screen to get it to Hibbets. He drives the lane. off the mark, and that's a rebound to Clay County and then a foul.
Got it to 14, gave up an easy layup to Farmer on the other end, though, and then you pick up this foul. Coach Petrosky not very happy about that. You could feel the momentum swaying, and then a quick bucket and a foul on the other end, and it just feels like a lot longer than 16 points now here with 16.1 seconds left.
Called a reach-in foul. That should have put Clay County in the bonus. It did not. I believe that reach-in foul came against Carter Stewart.
They're going to put, I think, no, it went over to the scores table, see if the clock was correct, but it is.
9.8 seconds left here in the third quarter. Corbin's going to bring it up. They're going to have to get a quick offensive set here before they let the clock run out. Going to get that ball. That's a long three, and it's no good, short of the mark, but it's up and in, still no good. End of three here in Clay County. The Tigers, the home team, lead 66-50 over the Corbin Redhounds here on the Appalachian Wireless Game of the Week, sponsored by ARH. Welcome back to Clay County High School here as we start the fourth quarter of play. Up by 16 are the Clay County Tigers over the visiting Corbin Redhounds. Will Puckett alongside John North here to kick off our high school basketball coverage here in the mountains. Again, this time next week we will be settled into the warm confines of Knott County Central High School for the 2019 edition of the Mountain Basketball Classic on WYMT, WYMT.com, and HNI. That shot falls short for the Redhounds. Rebound by Connor Robinson. Quickly brought up the court. They get it back to the top of the key. This time they're going to milk it down low. It's going to be hard, but man, wide open, and it's good. Up and in. Jacob Begley, his first points of the second half come here in the fourth stanchion of play. Corbin again got it within 13, then came back out. They're going to call that foul on the floor. That one goes against Connor Robinson. That's his third here of the match.
You know, one thing I'm very impressed with is just how unselfish Clay County is. I think Coach Gray has really got them bought into a system of basketball that champions are made out of, and that's just sharing the basketball. You know, Robinson, I've touted him the entire night as probably the player to watch in the region, maybe the 13th region player of the year, and so unselfish. I mean, he does not force anything, and if his teammates are hot, that's who he gets it to, and this team shares the ball really well.
Matthew Taylor up and in. What a move. He gets the finger roll to fall.
Yeah, Taylor just a little off the bounce. A little too much one-on-one probably, but at this point, what can you do if you're Corbin?
He's got 6 on the here in the second half. Excuse me. Has 10 on the night. Foul coming. That one's going to go against Josh Hibbets, his first. Their team's 7th. So now Clay County firmly in the bonus. Connor Robinson misses that one. Might call that one on the floor, I believe, even though Taylor got it to fall. Foul against Jacob Begley. I've got it's his third, but they might say that's his. They said that's his fourth.
Yeah, I think that's his fourth. That's what they got up on the big board as well.
He's got one foul to give. That'd be a big break here for Corbin if they can get one of those men to fall up and in. Drops that three that time. Micah Engel, his first points of the evening come on a 3-ball at the top of the key. And a man down low is Clay County up and in, and he misses it, but he gets it on the rebound. Evan Langdon.
The Red Hounds just can't get enough stops to get back in this ball game, but Engel knocked down that three earlier. I knew he was a shooter when Petrosky brought him off the bench because it was during that little run they were having from three.
Can't get enough separation right now as Corbin to shoot the three, and that's the problem. As you saw Taylor wanting that one. He might have got it to work, and what a nice little finger roll. Matthew Taylor, quick 4 points here in the fourth quarter, excuse me.
Faked one way, went up and under the defense, and a nice touch. And we're kind of seeing what Taylor can become here in the second half and what he needs to be for this Red Hounds team. I think he's up to the task.
Yeah, I think a quick 2 fouls really got inside of his head there in the first half and then didn't get anything. Langdon now quick 4 here in the fourth quarter as they're working it down to their big man. But again, can Corbin get enough rolling? Finger roll, no good. Are we going to have a jump ball? Yes, we are. Possession arrow to Clay County.
Great job by, I believe that was Cole Hicks, to get in there and just rip that one free and cause the jump ball. It does go to Clay County, but really good job there.
Both teams step back. We saw Corbin try a press early in this game, couldn't get much to go, and so they bail from that. But here we go. They bring it up, try and get that press working again to trap somebody into it, but they don't get it. Wow, Langdon no good there. That's a great block by Corbin. Is brought up the court. Try to draw a charge. They're going to get it. Back this way it goes. Charge call goes against Josh Hibbets, his second. Teammate.
Definitely think that was the right call. I mean, Curry was in there and planted. I mean, just because he didn't have the basketball doesn't mean that you can run somebody over, and I thought Curry was there in plenty of time.
Clay bringing it up the court now. Team happy, faithful happy, everybody happy here at Clay County if you're in the white, black, and gold. Call a foul. Let's see who that one goes up against. They're going to call that against Micah Engel, his first.
Corbin still putting pressure on the ball. Down 75-57 here, but that's kind of what I was talking about, philosophy. That's something Coach P wants to work on in the future for this team. So even though he's playing a team with really good guards that have beaten it more times than not off the bounce and off the dribble, but still trying to get the kinks worked out in that press.
Connor's first of his 1-and-1 falls. He gets the second one to fall. He's now has 2 points here in the fourth for Clay County. Josh Hibbets brings it up the court to call a foul on the floor. That one going against Raven Abner, his first of the night, team 6.
Ooh. Taylor with a really nice move there. Went over to his right side and then back up and under with his left hand. And putting on all those moves that he's worked on in the gym this summer and now leading up to basketball season. That's where it pays off in those one-on-one situations.
Matthew Taylor shooting the 1-and-1. Misses his first off the mark. Rebound. Clay County, Connor Farmer. Curry brings it up the court. He's had himself a night. 18 points. There you go. It's what they missed in the first half, but they've got it working now in the second half. Evan Langdon up to 6 points here in the fourth quarter. Shot off the mark for Corbin. Rebound to Langdon. Langdon having a little bit of trouble, however. He gets it out to Abner. He brings it up the court quickly, trying to find a man, slows it down. That was Curry. Nice little jumper that time by Connor Farmer.
Got that big anchor in it. Langdon there gave Farmer the wide open jumper on the baseline.
Taylor now taking this game over for Corbin. You didn't see any of that in the first half, but now he's got a quick 10 points here in the second half.
He's very good with either hand. Can go left or right. That time had a really nice touch with his right hand, but before that with his left.
3 from Clay off the mark. It's going to be rebound by Langdon, who puts it up and in. Evan Langdon has 10 points here in the fourth quarter alone.
My man might as well have a table and chair down there and just chilling because he has made it count down on that baseline a couple times.
Had 5 points in the first half, now is up to 12 here in the second half. Is Evan Langdon, an out-of-bounds play will send us to our break here in the fourth. The Tigers of Clay County lead 83-61 over the visiting Corbin Redhounds here on the Appalachian Wireless. Game of the Week, sponsored by ARH. Three minutes and 53 seconds to play in this one, and Clay County can move to 2-0 on the season as they lead 83-61 here over the Corbin Redhounds. John, the Redhounds have put up 61 points here in the game, but it's been all the Clay County Tigers.
It has, and we look back on this game, and it was a 14-point game. It doesn't seem that long ago. Corbin got hot from 3, but credit Clay County again, quelling that run. They've not had to go too deep into their bench and keeping on top of things here against the Redhounds.
Langdon's had himself a night in the fourth quarter alone, and he's going to move up to double digits here in the fourth quarter. 12 points for Evan Langdon. Evan Langdon. Can't read my own handwriting at times. Charge, that charge is charged to Micah Engel, brought by Langdon. And wow, Clay County, that might be their best thing they've done, will do this year, as they've picked up a handful of charges here tonight.
Yeah, you get a team that has the wherewithal to get down there in the paint and set their feet. That is a good weapon to have, and defensively. And it is very annoying to the other team and the other fan base that every time you drive, someone's there to try to take the charge.
Well, Corbin's trying to swing themselves back into this, and they're driving the paint, which is exactly what you want to see if you're Coach Petrosky. But the problem is exactly what Coach Gray wants to see, too, is his guys picking up charges. Connor Farmer finds his paint, no charge called there, and he lets it sink. Clay County just in full control of this one. Can't get that one to roll. They're going to call that foul on the floor, though.
I think Coach Gray, obviously as a head coach, you're never happy after every single win. There's stuff you can work on, especially this early in the year. As you get later in the year, you're happy for every win you could get. But, there's always something more to work on here in the early season. But, other than probably you'd give it, maybe a 2-minute stretch in both halves. They played a very complete basketball game here and flirting with 100 points with 2:57 left.
The way they're playing, I think 100 points is possible for the Tigers. But, they're tonight really all facets of the game haven't had any problem at all. And that's exactly what you want to see, especially just 2 games into the season. First part of the 1-and-1 for Hibbets. Good on the first, missed on the second. It's going to stay with the Redhounds, though.
And there's a lot Corbin learned tonight about their team. And going forward, I'm excited to see what they bring to the table as the year goes on. They've got some things to be happy about.
Yeah, they definitely do have some things to be happy about, as we got a foul called on the floor here. I believe that's going to come against Nathan Collins, his first, Clay County's 9th.
There's no doubt in my mind they'll still give South Laurel a good game or two as they head down into the district. I know, Williamsburg and Whitley County, obviously the two always outside looking in when it comes to Corbin and South. But on the other side of that, you may look at Whitley, and I know Williamsburg got some very good players this year. They're probably sniffing at the heels of the Hounds, and that's going to really motivate that Corbin side to not let those teams catch up to them. Because traditionally, it's always Corbin and South down there. We're up there. I'm not sure geography where we are in relation to London, but
it's all sports all the time. The first part of a 1-and-1 gives Gavin Allen. He gets it to fall. That's his third point of the evening. You thought coming into this game, Gavin Allen standing at 6'9", that the Red Hounds would try their hardest to milk it down there, but Clay County has ran just a 3-2 zone and gotten really everything they can against Allen to allow him to go, and he just was a little bit too strong. He misses the second of his 1-and-1 as Corbin's going to go man now, and they're just going to allow Clay County to drive right into the lane as they've done all night. Curry, his first points of the fourth quarter.
I mean, their shot chart, everything just comes right in the middle of the floor, and they just thrive in that mid-range.
Great assist from Hibbets. That one goes to Gavin Allen. He's got 3 points here in the fourth. Timeout by Coach Gray, and 2:21 to play here in the fourth quarter. Left in regulation, 89-65. Clay County Tigers over the Corbin Red Hounds, and not a lot to hang your head about if you're Clay County. They've controlled ebbs and flows from Corbin tonight. If you're Corbin, not necessarily wanting to hang your head, you are a young team, and you're playing a team that's senior laden and that's got a lot of production out of the men that they need production from.
Yeah, and if I'm Coach B, the first thing I'm looking at in film is we've got to find ways to get Gavin Allen more touches. I've kind of raved about him. He is a raw talent, but I'm telling you, if you go back and look at the film, anytime he touches the ball, something good happens directly after it. Either one of his teammates gets a layup, he gets a score, or he gets a foul. I think he's only missed like one shot when he's got the ball inside the paint in good position. So you've got to just find ways to get him the ball. And he's a raw talent, 6'9", and a sophomore. So he has potential as Jacob Curry gets a shot to go once again in the middle of the floor. But, he has potential to be the best big man in this region by his junior or senior year.
The biggest thing also you want to see him do is come at the guys just absolutely aggressively pounding the paint, and that's what he hasn't gotten. Foul on the floor is going to come from Landon Hensley, and that's going to send Abe Barnes to the free throw line.
Yeah, some different faces in here for Corbin and Coach Petrosky. They're looking for, players that are trying to get in the rotation, the 6th, the 7th, the 8th man. And, Clay County's looking for the same thing. They don't play a lot of bodies off of that bench, so Coach Gray is looking for players that he can put in situations and trust. Both these coaches, man, they're going to coach until, 157 left, they're going to coach all 157 of it. Both of these guys, they're fierce competitors.
Barnes drops both of his shots. 91-67 lead in favor of Clay County, and they're just going to slowly let this one roll out. Connor Robinson trying to work that paint. Up 3 off the backboard, no good. It's going to roll over towards the Clay County bench, but again, a Clay County rebound. Tigers throw it up. It's going to be a Corbin rebound this time. 1:30 to play here at Clay County High School.
Got some JV guys in there that we saw earlier as well.
Yeah, the
very good JV game.
Yeah, a really good JV game. Came down to the buzzer.
Yeah.
Corbin lost by 2 to Clay County. So the Tigers,
bright.
yes, the future is bright. The Tigers trying to go for a sweep here tonight of Corbin, both junior varsity and varsity. That was a good play. Driving right towards the rim went Carter Stewart, But jumping up with him was Nathan Collins, and he picks up, they're actually going to give that foul to Jeremy Hibbard, his first, Clay County's 10th. So they're into the double bonus, and Corbin's been into the double bonus here tonight. Shooting 2 shots at the line. Carter Stewart, he sinks both. Again, Clay County not in any hurry to bring it up the court. Try and find that paint. It's going to be a turnover. Corbin going to try and close this gap that seems almost insurmountable as we inch with a minute to go. Off the mark goes Clay. However, they get the offensive rebound. Mid-range jumper is no good. Twice now Tate Farmer has missed his layup and then missed right there. However, he'll pick up a foul running up the court, and that's going to send Carter Stewart to the line.
They're trying their hardest to get my man Tate Farmer a bucket. The entire student section ready to erupt, and he's missed a couple. And Coach Grass saw him over on the sideline yelling on the fast break to try to give it up to him.
Carter Stewart, his first points of the night. Actually, that's a lie because he just sunk 2 shots before that. So he hits both. He's up to 4 points. 20-point lead for Clay County as we're under 1 minute to play now. Tigers taking it up the floor. Dakota Patterson, the great football player for Corbin. Tate Farmer, again, another shot missed. Great defense by Dakota Patterson. Patterson up the floor. Just can't get those big strides to go for the 6'1 freshman. He gets the rebound, however, looks to pop the 3. He passes it off. That one. Micah Engel, he's got 5 points on the evening.
Engel's got such a smooth shot, and this Corbin team has some shooters.
91-74.
Just got to figure out some ways to get those shots falling earlier in the Red Hounds.
Red Hounds not going to let this one go easily. Tried to get the screen, no call there. Falling to the ground goes Carter Stewart, and that is going to end it. 91-74. The Clay County Tigers beat the Corbin Red Hounds here on the Appalachian Wireless Game of the Week, sponsored by ARH. We'll step away for a hot second. Welcome back to Clay County, a 91-74 win over the Corbin Red Hounds. Go the Tigers, and Will Puckett alongside John North. John, player of the game for Clay County tonight.
I got to go Jacob Curry. I thought he really made this offense tick. He made good decisions, took great shots. His efficiency was fantastic. When he got a rebound, he's a rebounding guard. When he got the ball, he looked up the floor, created some great chances. And I think if he plays like that, this is indeed a 13th region championship caliber team.
Jacob Curry finishes the night with 1 foul and 22 points. He leads the way. Their second leading scorer, Mr. Connor Farmer, 21 points, and then Evan Langdon, 17 on the evening. He picked up 12 in the second half, 10 of those. Actually 14 in the second half, so he actually gets 19 points on the evening. for Corbin, who is the one player they can hang their head on here tonight as they struggled to find consistent offensive success?
You know, Taylor came on late, but I think the player that jumped out to me the most, besides the big man inside, was Josh Hibbets. Knocked down shots, and I said it before. I think what he had 18 tonight. Is that what you have him for?
Yep. Yes, sir.
I think he's gonna have a game this season where he scores 25-30, just the way he shoots it. A streaky shooter, but when it's falling, look out, because he single-handedly pulled this team within 14 at one point. Ball bounces a different way. We could have had a 10-point game there, but Clay County was able to put the stamp on it. But I got to go with Hibbets for Corbin.
Yeah, like you said, Josh Hibbets with 18. He had 2 fouls, and then Matthew Taylor added it on heavy at the end with 14 points, 10 of those 14 coming in the second half. The next time you will see us again will be at Knott County for the WYMT Mountain Classic. There are a lot more sponsors, but we're going to hold that one close to our pocket and reveal those all next week starting Monday. Again, from Knott County, you can catch those games on WYMT.com, NH&I, just like you can these. Highlights from this one coming up at 11 on WYMT. Mr. John North, thank you for joining us tonight. All the men in the truck, the gentlemen running the cameras, thank you all so much. That'll do it. I'm Will Puckett again alongside John North. The Clay County Tigers victorious tonight over the Corbin Redhounds 91-74 here on the Appalachian Wireless Game of the Week, sponsored by ARH.